Today I will share with you what a woman desires from a man in the bedroom. This is one of the episodes of my series Understand Women Better, with the key focus her desires in the bedroom. I will share with you today 3 specific things that a woman desires in the bedroom. These things are so incredibly important to know, and most men and women do not know about it. As a woman listening, you will understand your own nature better and deeper. Intuitively, you know that you desire these things, but consciously, you might not be aware of what they exactly are. And I'm going to reveal this in today's episode. And as a man listening, if you take the things I'm going to share with you to heart, integrate them, practice them, then you have the possibility to entirely shift your experience in the bedroom, the level of depth, intimacy, and polarity that you create with the feminine in the bedroom and in everyday life. Before we talk about practices in the bedroom and during lovemaking, what specifically to focus on, I'm going to get very practical today. We need to talk about where lovemaking with a woman actually starts. To make love with a woman doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts outside of the bedroom. It starts with creating emotional intimacy. Specifically for women, but also for men, creating emotional intimacy is the deciding factor of how the experience and depth in the bedroom is going to be, or if there is even going to be an experience in the bedroom. Creating emotional intimacy is literally 90% of it. The rest is amazing, and yes, they're really powerful practices, but this is the most important thing. This is the fundament. And one of the reasons why men have such performance anxiety is also because they don't know how to create emotional intimacy. Because once there is a really strong emotional intimacy, fear or anything limiting beliefs, insecurity naturally subsides. And this momentum of this incredible intimacy just starts to express itself then in the bedroom as a byproduct. Now, how does a man create emotional intimacy with a woman? The answer is by embodying his masculine core. Now, of course, when I say this, I'm assuming that you are a man who has a masculine core. There are exceptions. Some men have a feminine core. But then the principles I'm going to speak about today do not apply to you, because the feminine principles then apply to you. And that is completely fine. There's zero judgment. Although today I'm going to focus about men with a masculine core. Now, embodying your masculine core in a few short sentences basically means being grounded. Because when you are grounded, it means you are present. When you are grounded, it means you are not hyper-reactive, stuck in your conditioning and reacting to every little thing she does, which slowly erodes trust, which erodes intimacy. And also, when you are grounded, you embody a sense of internal security and safety. You are grounded into Mother Nature. Your roots are deep. That's why I like to call it being a mountain, being a tree, being a rock in the ocean, whatever you want to call it, right? I love poetry. The key important thing is when you embody your masculine core, specific focus on being grounded, being in your body, which naturally means you're present. Of course, there are incredible embodiment practices. I teach about them in my Awaken Masculine program. But when you embody your masculine core, then you create emotional intimacy with a woman naturally. It happens effortlessly. You just create it. So it's in the air. The passion is in the air. The polarity is in the air. It's so strong, it's vibrant, it's magnetic, it's powerful. It's a dance that takes care of itself because it's the sacred expressing itself through both of you, through the relationship container that you are in, if you are, or your future relationship container if you're currently not in a relationship. The second thing that a woman desires is your ability to receive her love, to receive her energy in the bedroom. This might sound a bit abstract if I say it right now, but I'm going to break this down. I'm going to make this practical and clear for everyone here to understand how incredibly important that is. Most men have a blockage around receiving, specifically receiving the love of a woman because of a deeper sense of unworthiness that can come through the father wound, that can come from a mother wound, that can come from any experience. But most men, because they haven't been initiated into embodying their awakened masculine core, because they haven't been taught how to create internal security, safety, embody their masculine core, they have a blockage around receiving the feminine. And the thing is, if you're in the bedroom and you can't receive her, then the experience cannot be sacred. Also, you cannot lead in the bedroom if you cannot receive her. It is simply impossible, because the truth of the matter is, if you can't receive her heart, her love, how do you know what it is that she actually desires and yearns for in this moment? Only when you can receive her can you actually lead consciously. Do you actually know how to touch her, how to ravish her in that moment? She doesn't always want the same thing. This is not a script. This is not performance. This is different each time. It's very subtle. But if you can receive her energy, then you intuitively know how to lead, how to touch her, how to ravish her, how to kiss her. Whatever it is, you know how to do it because you can receive her. You can feel where she is in that moment and what she needs the most from you. Now, so many men are stuck in their head in the bedroom, which doesn't allow them, apart from feeling unworthy, being stuck in your head, you can't receive her. Only when you're in your body can you receive her love. And it's all, for many men, it's about performance, and you're stuck in your head and living out some fantasy you might have seen in porn, or it's overly stuck in thoughts, and you literally don't know what to do. And also, you are not making love from your masculine core. You're making love from the conditioning and the limitations of your mind. And that conditioning could be very limiting because of the influence of mainstream porn and conditioning we as men receive about women. If your awareness is not in your body, so basically, instead of saying the second desire is that she wants you to receive her, the second desire, we can say, to simplify it, is that she yearns for you to be in your body. Because when you're in your body, you can receive her. When you can receive her, you know how to lead. You know what she most yearns for in this moment. And then, of course, it's going to create the most powerful and deepest experience in the bedroom. And she can sense if you are not in your body. She can sense if you're performing from your mind. She can sense when you are not fully with her. Because remember this, when you are stuck in your head as you make love to a woman, she can feel that you are not fully with her. And when she can feel that, she's not going to open her heart fully, which means a part of her remains protected, remains closed, which is not going to allow you both to experience the deepest intimacy in the bedroom. Not being able to receive her, not being in your body, is where it all ends. No matter what fancy tantra techniques you practice in the bedroom or you know of, if you cannot receive her energy, then something will always be missing. A depth will be missing. The sacred can only transform your lovemaking if you can receive the water-like current of her love. Allow it to set your heart on fire, and then you ravish her from this place. And she will feel it. This is not about receiving her and then lying passively around. This is not what it means to embody your masculine core. Embodying masculine core signals leadership. Only when you can receive her can you lead powerfully in the bedroom and create the most sacred and safe space. As you receive her, you can intuitively sense what she needs, how she yearns to be touched. This is not a script, this is not a performance. This is trusting and living and fucking from your masculine core. Now let's focus on how you can make this practical. How can you remain in your body, which is her second biggest desire after creating emotional intimacy? How can you make sure you don't get stuck in your head? Number one, breath. And with breath comes slowing down. Allowing the breath to slow you down. Not slow you down in a literal sense, but to slow down because you see the momentum of your mind, of your eroticized wounds, of the being stuck in your head, the fantasies and living that out, quick, getting to a goal. That energy, that pressure, needing something, release, intense. Okay, I think I just expressed it clearly. Now, that energy is going to make her feel really unsafe. The breath allows you to slow down, not allowing the momentum of the fantasies and eroticized wounds, or your sexual shadow, how I call it, to overtake the experience. Mind energy is quick, a means to an end. And she will feel, if you perceive her, a means to an end to reach a state of orgasm or ejaculation. Instead, the idea is that you learn to slow down. Because as you slow down, you naturally bring your awareness into your body. It happens naturally. Now, how can we make this even more practical? In order to receive her and then lead powerfully, ravish her in the most aligned and deepest way in that particular moment, bring your awareness to your heart and notice what happens in your heart or in generally in your body as you feel her naked body pressed against yours, as you receive her love, her pleasure, her sensuality in that moment, her radiance. Because as you do this, you start to naturally drop deeper and deeper and deeper into your body, because you can sense what it's actually doing within you. Because so many men are stuck in their heads, they're not aware of what's actually happening inside their heart. As you are naked with a woman, it is an incredibly emotional, soulful experience, heart experience. But of course, if you're stuck in your head and if you're not in your body, you can't sense that. So bringing your awareness to your heart and noticing what happens there as she's just touching your body or you're pressed against her, whatever it is in that moment, takes the dimension to the sacred, to the spiritual dimension, from kind of just expressing biology and making love. You go to the spiritual dimension in the bedroom by simply doing this. This is not easy because your mind has this momentum of just quick and jerk it off and just bam, be done with it and reach the orgasm. But then again, when you slow down, you bring your awareness to your heart, boom. That's where the sacred can enter into the bedroom and completely transform your experience. Now, I go deeper into this and the exact practices in my Awakened Masculine program. But let's talk about the third desire that a woman has in the bedroom. And this third desire is that she wants you to hold space for all that she is, for all that she expresses in the bedroom. A woman yearns in the bedroom to express all of who she is, her entire feminine nature, the infinite forms in which her feminine nature expresses itself. And if you don't know how to hold space for your own inner feminine, then you will not be able to hold all of her in the bedroom. So the key thing here is that you learn to hold space for your inner feminine. What that means is you create safety, security, and stability in your body to be able to hold whatever emotional experience, this is emotional mastery, moves through you. And if you're able to hold that within, then you're able to hold all of her in the bedroom. And she can sense when you are shutting down, when she's expressing herself in a certain way. So many men shut down because certain expressions of the feminine in the bedroom feel overwhelming, perhaps overwhelming with love even. But of course, if you're not aware of what's happening, you just shut down. She feels that you shut down. It fuels and strengthens her generational trauma, that she's too much, that she doesn't matter, that she's too intense, she's too this, she's too that, she's not good enough. And it's very important that you don't find yourself in this dynamic. So if you really shut down because you can't receive her love, let her know, baby, I'm receiving so much love in this moment and it's difficult for me because I don't feel worthy of it right now. But I just want you to know that this is so beautiful that I received this love. Don't say it in the way I just said it, right? It all depends on the moment. Speak from your masculine core. Speak from your conscious cock. Speak from your deeper power. Don't just say anything, but ideally the lesser words and blah blah explaining, the better. Something as simple as, baby, I'm receiving so much love from you right now, and there's a part of me that feels unworthy right now. I want you to know this because you can feel it most likely anyway. And if you bring that especially to a woman who is awakened or a woman who is working on herself, she's going to receive that with an open heart. She's going to feel honored and cherished in that moment rather than shaming you or having a problem with that. Now, she desires that you hold space for all that she is. Her heart contracts when you shut down in the bedroom because it feels too overwhelming or the experience is too intense for you. It feeds into the generational trauma of the feminine, as I just described. And the safety and depth of the container you create with the feminine in the bedroom depends on the depth and safety you have cultivated within yourself. So if you develop this safety and stability and security within yourself, then you can hold all of her in the bedroom. Now let's conclude the 3 desires a woman has, and of course there are more, but this is kind of really the most important or one of the most important ones. Now to conclude, number 1, create emotional intimacy. How do you do it? By embodying your masculine core. What does it mean to embody your masculine core? By being grounded. The second one is learn to receive her. Only when you can receive her can you fuck her intuitively and create the most divine and beautiful experience in the bedroom. You can make love from your masculine core only when you can receive her. And the third one is cultivate safety and internal security within yourself. Learn to hold space for your inner feminine. Practice emotional mastery, because then you can hold all of her expressions in the bedroom. And as you hold all of her expressions in the bedroom, she will open her entire heart to you. As she opens her entire heart to you, the sacred experience will turn into the most sacred and divine experience that you could have ever imagined. By doing this, it will not just amplify the experience in the bedroom by 1,000,000, but infinitely. And the beauty is, the more profound it becomes, the deeper you both go, the more momentum it creates. The beautiful thing about life and the challenging thing is, the more you're stuck in your conditioning, the more you're gonna be stuck. But the more you create this momentum of depth and deep connection, emotional, physical, on all levels, the more profound everything starts to become. Because I always like to say, the nature of love is infinite. You can always go deeper. You can always experience more polarity, more depth in the bedroom and in everyday life, in your relationship or future relationship. Now, if you're a man, I teach the most powerful embodiment practices about this in my Awaken Masculine program, and how you can gain freedom in your relationship with the feminine, embody your masculine core. As a woman, I help you to heal your relationship with men and to embody your awakened feminine essence in my Awaken Feminine program. Now, if you have enjoyed this episode, if you have received valuable insights, breakthroughs, understanding from listening to this, then it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to the podcast. Then you will not miss any episodes. And if you can leave a 5-star review, that would also mean a lot to me, because this allows the podcast to rank higher. This allows us to reach more people. And the more people we reach, the more it ensures that we can continue creating these podcast episodes entirely for free. If you want to share this episode in your socials, on your Instagram, Facebook, or wherever, then of course that will mean the world to me, because the more people we reach, the more global impact we have on the collective. And that is what this all is about.